Thank you guys for coming. I am doing a speech on legalizing gay marriages and civil rights issues. Okay. People have argued that gay rights would tear the fabrics of America. However, Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers, once said, "All too will bear in mind this sacred principle that though the will of the majority is in all cases to prevail, that will be rightful must be responsible. The minority possesses the equal rights, which equal law must protect, which equal law will protect, and to violate will be an oppression." We went on to say, rightful liberty to unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. I do not add within the limits of law, because law is often but tyrant's will, and always so within its violation the rights of the individual. As you can see, we've incorporated the 14th Amendment. Now, the 14th Amendment is composed of a number of clauses. Its Citizenship Clause provides the broad definition of citizenship that overrules that the Supreme Court ruled in Dred Scott versus Stanford that had held the people of African American descent could not be citizens of the United States. Its Dues Possessed Clause prohibits state and local governments from deriving persons of life, liberty, and properties within certain steps being taken to ensure fairness. Its Equal Protection Clause requires each state to provide equal protection under the laws of all people within its jurisdiction. Okay. Now, the fact that all men are created equal is in the very DNA of the United States of America. There have been dark moments in our country's history in which those in power sought to oppress the expression that this fact but the spirit of American preserves. The 14th Amendment came into being shortly after the Civil War. Its primary function was to ensure the rights of the former slaves. America had a need for the amendment because until it was ratified in 1868, the federal government could not enforce the Bill of Rights and intervene in the affairs of the state. Therefore, states could legally discriminate and persecute former slaves. Here you can see the demand of the equal protection under the law links the struggle between African Americans and the gay community. The undeniable connection between the struggle of the same-sex marriage equality and the African Americans' experience and the demand of equal protection under the law. The NAACP Defense Fund was at the Supreme Court last week fighting for the Voting Rights Act and arguing that the struggle of the same-sex couples is in line with the battle against the separate but equal doctrine that blocks blacks from pursuing the American dream. Now, this creates a social hierarchy that is based on the enormous belief that one group is superior over the other, which we all know that that's not so. This right here is it considered civil rights when you have the struggle between the two, the African Americans and the gays? And here are a lot of interesting facts about the African American community with the equality that they struggled against. A lot of pictures that you see here. This is considered DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. This was created in 1996, where they were fighting for the equal rights for the gay community. Now, the reason for the existence of the Supreme Court is to ensure that the rights of the few are protected from the whims of the many. In order for us to progress as a nation, we must uphold the Constitution, which decrees equal justice for all. Now is the time to end marriage discrimination nationwide. Doing so, we help build a stronger America by building stronger families. Now, for the first time in history, the majority of Americans, 53%, support legalizing gay marriage compared to 27% when the Defense of Marriage Act was passed in 1996. Young Americans are leading this change. 70% of 18 to 34 years of age think gay marriages should be legal compared to 54% of the same age group in 2010. I agree with Lyndon B. Johnson when they stated, "We have talked long enough in this country about equal rights. It is time now to write the next chapter and to write it in the book of law." So basically, we want to, and this is here the statistics of the comparison of everything. We want to make sure that gays have the same rights as normal married couples, male and female. Who's to say that they can't be a family, that they can't build their own family as a whole? The end. I would thank you guys for coming out.